Stand over just a little bit more. Now we need some black and white too.
Now wave. Y'all can wave on this one.
Wave.
Yeah.
Elena?
Your eyes are going out with this flash for long. Say cheese.
Smile, Mama.
And I saw
Crashed the car.
and it was track.
Oh, sugar. Yeah.
There's Denise and Tim and Donna.
Well, Bet you want me to take some more? Go ahead and use this roll.
There.
What are you going to do?
There they are.
I'll take some more.
Come in wherever.
Hi, Donna.
You want to
Hi,
sit?
Sally.
Hi there.
Hi, Scott. Now, that part for me that's in there?
No, that's mine.
Where's me one?
Your what?
My card.
Oh, it's for Grandma and Grandpa. This is their anniversary. They're supposed to get the card. I'll buy you. How about that? That's what you say every year.
We'll be able to see it.
supposed to do a little commentary when you're running the deal.
You want to do it?
You're supposed to talk into the mic, you know what I mean?
You are. He's out of it.
Never don't even try.
Since you said it.
I was told to stand up and say something funny. I'll tell Phil when I say it. The rest of you will know. Phil, I'll tell. Mark's going to read a card. Right now? Right now. This card is from the White House in Washington. We're delighted to congratulate you on your anniversary. As you celebrate the memories of your wedding day and your life together, may you cherish the love that united you through the years. At this special time, we wish you every happiness and send you our best wishes. May God bless you always. Nancy Reagan and Ronald Reagan.
Papa's in Brooklyn.
Regardless of whether you voted for it or not, Papa, it's your card.
What's going to happen 10 years from now?
Daddy.
You'll be
Well, bud.
blood, Jason.
No, I'm going to rest.
Yeah, I don't guess it can happen. You gonna miss on that.
We've got a little something else that I'm going to read. I'm going to attempt to read. I'm talking as loud as I can, Kathy. We're here tonight to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Itzel and Cleta Bandy, better known to all of us here as father and mother, grandfather and grandmother, great-grandfather and great-grandmother, and lifetime friends. Itzel was born in Whitfield County, July 4th, 1909, at the age of 4 or 5, we don't know which. His family moved to the upper part of Murray County near the Tennessee border. They built a new home and purchased a general store. Some of the grandchildren here remember this home place as many Sunday dinners were eaten there. Cleta King lived on the old Cobbler place in Murray County. When she was 5 years old, she lost her father. 5 years later, her family moved in with her grandmother Cooper on a farm adjacent to the Bandy family. Cleta and Itzel were married on April 1st, 1928. They lived in Murray County for a short while before moving to Cisco, Georgia, where he farmed and was a substitute milk carrier. They had 7 boys, no girls. I think that's a record. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Several years after moving to Cisco, they moved back to the home place at Little Murray, where they raised their family. All the grandkids here have heard the horror stories about how our folks had to get up at the crack of dawn, milk cows, slop pigs, before they walked 20 miles to school in 10 feet of snow and a raging blizzard just to get to school. Speaking of livestock, Papa had a bunch of livestock and he had 3 bulls. Some of you may have heard this little tale, but I'm going to tell it anyway. He had about 60 head and he had 3 bulls to take care of the whole herd. He decided one day that 3 bulls just wasn't enough to take care of the herd. So he was going to go get him another bull. But when the 3 bulls heard this, the one that had the most cows said, well, I'll be darned if I'm going to give him any of my cows. The next one that had the next number of cows said, well, I don't believe I'll give him any of mine either. And there's a little bull there had him about 5 cows that he took care of, and he said, well, I'm not going to give him any of my cows either. Well, Papa come up with a truck and loaded off this big Brahma bull back on top of the hill up there. And the biggest bull, the one that had the most cows, he kind of looked up on top of the hill and said, you know, I might have been a little hasty there. I said, I believe I could give him about half of my cows and not miss him. The next one said, you know, I believe you're right. I believe I could give him about half of my cows and I wouldn't miss him. And the little one started pawing and prancing around and huffing and puffing. And Both them other bulls looked at him and said, boy, you getting ready to get yourself killed. What's wrong with you? And the little bull looked at him and said, I just want that critter to know that I'm a bull. Of the 7 sons, 5 remain with us. 2 have passed on before us. Andrew Jackson, when he was but 18 months of age, died of whooping cough and pneumonia. And Gordon, most of us know Gordon, died at age 36 of cancer. Of the 5 that are with us tonight, Harold is the oldest. Harold is the manager of cottage service in Dalton, where he and his family reside. I had the pleasure of calling on the Dalton area and was down visiting with Harold the other day, last week I believe it was, when an elderly gentleman pulled up in a 1928 classic car. I don't know what the make of it was, but it was a 1928. He pulled up and was asking directions to the antique car show. He said to Harold, he said, I reckon I'm lost. And Harold looked at the car and said, I reckon you are too. This is 1988. I thought that might get by. Ralph is next in line. Ralph has been in the paint business a long time, owns a paint store here in Cleveland. Ralph knows all there is to know about paint. The other day he was out on a big job where the painting contractors had just finished touching up a extended wall and hanging their wet paint signs out. All of a sudden the general foreman comes running up and says, oh no, we've made a big mistake. Says this wall will have to be torn out. This is where the elevators go. Ralph just shrugged his shoulders and looked at him and said, that's okay, the paint will be dry by that time. Next is Bernard. Where's Bernard?